Good afternoon, everybody. WindyCityThetanWatch. We're here at the metro station, LaSalle, on our way over to the org on Clark Street. Thank you all for joining. If you're in the replay crew, please try to add a comment for the algorithm. And for the live folk, early likes hopefully help out. So you can see I got the early comment in there. I did a short that kind of spoofs an old 1960s show with something that I think we saw from PTS for Life, Jeff, last week, kind of showing how one of the tactics of Scientology with its members is to make it so you feel like you only belong with the group, you have no individuality, you have no identity. And in his situation, the comment that he made is that you're often addressed by your hat or your position in the organization, not by your name. And back in the 60s, Patrick McGowan was part of a show called The Prisoner. And what he had done is he had retired from, I don't know if it was CIA, but one of those spy organizations. And apparently the spy organization didn't like it. And he was banished to the village. And in the village, the antagonist is somebody who's continually trying to break him down and make him just, hey, you're number 6. You no longer have a name. You're just number 6. And if you do well, I'll even give you positions of authority, which it so mimics what you hear about the way that Sea Org and staff works, right? I'm going to keep on breaking you down and building you up. And I think we see it in domestic violence relationships as well. I'm the only one that can lift you up. And by the way, you're worthless. So hopefully everybody sees the parody in that parody of the parody with The Prisoner. There's another element of it where in The Prisoner, if you try to escape, they send this white balloon after you. And the white balloon is called Rover. And every time you try to escape, he's going to come. And I would liken that to it's blow drill time once you see the white balloon come out. We're on Harrison, heading over to the org. It's been a bit of a rainy day here in Chicago. It's just drizzly, nothing serious. We'll get over there. I'll take a peek down the alley, see if there's anything going on there. Go out front, see if we can engage any of the publics. I've got my microphone out now so that I can more readily or by default hear whatever the people that we might be able to engage are trying to say. Got some runners coming up behind me. Hey, Fluffer, how are you? Not sure if we've got Ellie in here yet, but and when I do see her, I'll also remind you. Ellie had a great. She had 2 live sessions on how to be a mod and what's expected of a mod. Allowed the people to ask questions. How do I mod? I thought it was really informative. It helped me as a creator, and again, creator I think is such a arrogant term. So if we look down the alley, there's no activity in the alley right now. Yeah, I happen to be somebody who's got a YouTube channel, and Ellie and Jen and others helped me very much with the moderation. But it's interesting to see what they go through as I'm trying to do this part. Yeah, I saw you in there, Fluffer. Not sure. Trying to think of where the girls were coming from that we just saw that were running. They might have been. Oh, see a uniform down there, but I don't think we'll see them. They're probably going to enter the org. Oh, and there's a public trying to go in. Hey, Fluffer, how did you? I thought it was very educational. I thought it was very helpful in what Ellie and Jen. There were a couple others in there, and I've seen their names, but I don't really recognize them, and I don't know what channels they're helping out with. So. Well, we definitely have the door open. We have a garbage can that's overflowing, shamefully. This is still from Shamrock Shuffle. I'm going to go ahead and see if we can pick some of this stuff up. If we look inside, we can see we've got a Blue Star special in there. Doors are open. Blinds are open. Let's see if we can get some blinds coming down. Oh, we've got the Scientology Network with L. Ron Hubbard. The library, Inside Scientology, L. Ron Hubbard, Voices for Humanity. Nice fellow with a tie on. We're going to see the tie. Oh, good job. Quick, bring him down. Yeah, get him down. This is a church. They like to hide from the public.
Yeah. I see every time you come, they close the line.
We have to work in the shadows. Oh, we're going to get tag team. Always helpful to help your Sea Orgs. Hey, DE. Our countdown wasn't so good. But by the way, this is one of those things that gives me pleasure. Oh, and I'm going to say, I don't think that this is ship shape. So I think that that blind should not be wrinkled like that. You should be able to bring that blind down a little bit better. So this was quick. Teamwork makes the dream work. DE, I'm going to say that I feel it was well less than a minute. As soon as the one gentleman saw me, they were down. And again, the door's still open. We'll see how long that stays open. Just before I got here, we saw a couple come in. Oops, sorry about that. Hey, Nance. Yeah, see the from police officer to doorman. Awesome job. Blue Star at its finest, helping protect the rapists, helping protect the child abusers. And I feel like the staffer, this is a church, they like to hide from the public. The staffer kind of just chastised the Blue Star guy, saying, "Hey, you're supposed to get on the door." So it's like your job as an ex-police officer or a police officer off duty is to stand here and protect us from all of these squirrels. And in addition, I would like you to make sure that you close that door when red coat guy comes by. I think that Free Zeno said that people were calling me red coat guy. It's finally a nicer day in Chicago, except for the rain. You know, the weather is much nicer than we've seen in the last couple of days. It's much warmer anyhow than we've seen the last couple of days. So that's great. Again, I don't know if anybody saw the first comment, but I put out a short this afternoon that was mimicking the process where Scientology tries to strip people of their individuality and just say, hey, you're part of the group. And being part of the group it should be enough. That should be your reward. Yes, I have. And almost any time in the stream is too early to say some of the things that I've been called. Now, yesterday, it was fun. We were called jerks. And I thought that was just very funny. That great high school job. I'm not sure if anybody, my crowd, my audience seems to be up there in years. Like I think that I only see from 40 years up is really where the bulk of my crowd, my audience is at. So many of you may understand the reference of The Prisoner. It was a very short-lived show in 1967, 68. And I tried to show how in that particular program, stripping identity and making the prisoner assimilate is precisely what happens in the organization. So, walking down past the college, again, we looked in the back alley, there was nothing in the back alley. If they are handing out flyers today, they probably got out of here before I came over here. So no idea what we'll be able to see there. The first gentleman that closed the blinds, that felt like a new face to me. I don't recognize that person. So we're seeing new people, and it just might be that they're coming down at that time, or maybe this is a shift that I usually don't see, but definitely saw that there was a new person there. The security person was new. He's not one of the security people that we've seen so far. Now this is a little bit different than what we've seen in the past. Normally, the second floor shades are drawn all the time. So today, those are open and also the lights are on, as well as in this small section above the door. That one's open as well. This morning was mostly uneventful, right? We saw a couple of staff people come in, and then we saw me very clumsily show you that I know very little Spanish. Hace una secta is, I'm going to have to practice that, but now I'm going to remember. But even at that, I would have only been able to say that, and the person looked to have only been able to speak Spanish. So I doubt that we would have had a conversation. I still feel that even her turning around and wanting to talk to the camera probably gets her in trouble in some way or another. We did see that yesterday, again, we saw that while everybody is free to do, and this is not a cult in any way, shape, or form, whenever people would talk to us on the camera, the staffers were out here immediately. And while they didn't grab her by the arm, while the staffer didn't grab her by the arm, definitely was encouraging her, hey, pay no attention to the silly people on the sidewalk. And eventually, her daughter came out to pull her in. So. Just by show of hands, does anybody remember the show, The Prisoner? And it would have only been in the, I think it would have been in the US. Now, Patrick McGowan is an Irish and American actor, and he was also, I think he might have been in The Saint. He was also in, when he was older, he might have been in, darn it, the Joe Pesci, Marissa Tomei show. I think he was a lawyer in something like that. It might have been in not Lincoln Lawyer, the McConaughey one where he was a lawyer, that he played a lawyer as well. Yeah, there's a day that I want to figure out, can I bring my iPad down and use it as a presentation screen, and not to blare it. You know, I don't want to do amplification problems, but just to show people what's going on there. Good day at the sec. It might have been Lincoln Lawyer Nance. I'm not positive. And thanks, Joyful One. I love kind of the history behind that show. Is the creator had planned. I'm gonna be off on the numbers, but that's not really the relevant part. It might have been that there were 2 seasons and like maybe 2 seasons of 8 episodes, so 16 episodes altogether. Well, he wrote 14, and he said, "This is the story, right? These 14 shows is the story." And they said, "Nope, we need 16." And he put in 2 of the most outrageous filler shows, which I think is the one that's got the Love is War element in it. But yeah, I thought it was very funny that he kind of thumbed the networks in the eye, or the studios in the eye, saying, "Listen, it's 14 good episodes. If you want 16, you'll get 2 more episodes, but I don't think they'll be good." All right, show of hands. I don't think that we're going to see much more activity here for a bit. Should I try and see if I can find anybody passing out flyers? I'm going to have to move off the block, so we won't be near here. Or should I kind of just stay planted here and see if we can wait for staffers and publics? Not sure if this is a Scientology car, but somebody's going to come out a little bit later and sad by the certificate that the city of Chicago gave them. Oh, look at how young this guy is. He just walked out. I'm going to go with, I don't want to approach a young person, but that's just, it's painful to see somebody that young coming out of the org. On this one, I have not seen people come in with a flyer, and I just don't know how effective their flyer mechanism has been. I know that they do hand the flyers out, and yesterday the first thing that Frizzino showed me was, from Saturday he found a folded in half one, discarded one in the middle of the street. So. But yeah, I'm not seeing a lot of people. I have seen, I think Trashy has seen that. It might be an afternoon element or like an after work. So, right, in that time frame of publics showing up, because Trashy has seen an awful lot of people that seem curious at the door. He's got a short up right now where there were 3 women at the door, and the one was having very much second thoughts, and eventually the one that, as we see the back of him, the person on the right finally pulled the one that was questioning in, and I mean physically, did the grab by the elbow that we've been seeing in these times. I did come through the LaSalle Street station, so that's not where they were handing the flyers. Well, today anyhow, that's not where they're handing flyers out. We did notice that on the flyer, it's still got a 2021 copyright. So I don't know if it's that they haven't updated them, or if they just chose not to update the copyright on there. Not that you would have to, any way, shape, or form. What else was interesting this morning? Well, there still seems to be a bit of a kerfuffle on the Mike Render not understanding that "I'm sorry" and "I'm wrong" are complete sentences, which I thought that was a great comment on that phase. The idea of bringing on a new board member and having that board member give you the unbiased interview, who is a longtime friend. So, perfect journalism in that scenario. There was, I watched the Aaron's show with lawyer friend Zach and Jacob, but it just looked like it was a continuance that was going on there. What else do we see? I mentioned it earlier when I first started up. Oh, there goes another staffer. I mentioned it earlier when I first started up that Ellie, who helps me out moderating an awful lot, and Jess Wow, and a couple others did a live on how to moderate, and trying to help others in the community, because we've got so many streamers out here, help them to help us with the mod duties. And there was a Q&A session, so I'll have her come in and talk to you about it later. I'm guessing I didn't watch the uniformed person go down because I was distracted by the next person that was walking this way. A lot of times they just go down to the pantry or to the green juice place to grab something and come back. So see if we have an opportunity to engage them when they come back, assuming they do come back. What else did we see today? If you were here late on the on the morning live, you were able to see a piece of architecture that one of my relatives built many, many moons ago here in Chicago. Design. He didn't build it, but designed a piece of architecture down in the South Loop. What else did we have today? So the staffer is continuing on. If she goes around the corner, I'll head back to the alley. All right, I'm gonna head back to the alley to see if she's trying to sneak in the back. She went the long way. This way to the back door is a little bit shorter, so I really just have to increase my pace a little bit to see if we can capture her. I'm not positive. I'm sure that they watch some of the streams, and I don't want to be so arrogant to say that mine's one of them. But even if they were to see something on here, I don't think they use like phone tech very well. The person that I saw go south, I didn't see that she had a phone. So I don't know if my position is being transmitted back and forth to these people. And sometimes almost always, the staffers don't want to talk to me. But yep, hey, look, we found a staffer. Let's see where she hides. Oh, and looked like she did pull out a phone there. But also, they just never want to be caught on camera. So, yeah, I think that she was calling to say, hey, somebody come back to the back door. But, again, I predicted that was going to be the behavior that more often than not, if they saw me out in front, they would utilize the back door. And if they see me out in back, they're going to utilize the front door. And, smart play on their side. All right, let's head back out to the front. Not sure if you were here at the beginning of the live. We brought the windows down pretty darn quickly. Definitely less than a minute. I didn't really put a timer on it. And we were able to make them team up to get the shades down quickly. I think I am going to walk the neighborhood just a little bit, see if we can find anybody passing out flyers. Right, we've got the front door closed. We've got the blinds down. They've failed on the first rule of real estate, which is location, 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 because they're using it to zero advantage right now. Ah, are those flyers? Look at that. Look at our two friends. So our two friends have flyers. The good news is I'm going to brag a little bit here. I'm going to be more fleet of foot than they are. So if they divide, it'll be smarter. But the knit cap gentleman is the one that we've seen consistently handing out flyers. The woman is newer. I don't recognize her yet. I didn't see. I didn't have a good shot of her face, but we have. Yeah. Did you? So this is kind of funny. I started walking across the street to kind of parallel them as they were going to walk across the street, and he called her back, noting that I was going to meet them on the other side. So that's always fun. Oh, yeah, 100% Nancy. I think I'm just going to kind of shadow them for a bit. The only objective here is, look at that. Dianetics littering right here. Look at the cult of Scientology handing out their flyers that nobody wants. Do you want to be good neighbors and throw out your trash? Are you going to throw out your trash? Look, I have an opportunity for free admittance. Do you think they'll honor that? So they have pocketed the flyers. They put the flyers in their pockets. I think they're going to try and cross mid-street. Won't really matter. I don't care that I've chased them back to the building. So you're going to leave your trash out? Yeah. Had a couple of public sneak in there. My prediction here is that, yep, they're going in the front. That there's a good chance they'll come out the back. So what I think I'll do is head up to Harrison. And from there, I'll just kind of keep on shuttling back and forth to the elements. So here's our free admittance to Dianetics. And let's see here. It's right there on Clark Street. They left it on the ground or on the floor, but I'm sure that somebody put it down. So I'm just going to put it here in the garbage can where it belongs. So is that the next thumbnail? And hopefully you got a kick out of today's thumbnail. I don't know if you guys see the thumbnails or if you just see the live channel. And again, no idea if they're watching me in real time or not. Yeah. Yeah, I saw that. I think that's the one that I was referencing earlier, Miss Bramlett. So just looking to see if they're going to come back out the front. How well acquainted are you all with Harrison Polk Clark in the alley? I need to stay in better communication with Trashy and come out with him at night. I like how he engages the people. So I'm just going to keep on kind of walking back and forth here, seeing if I can find them escaping. And still love that the most common way to refer to Scientology is escaping. I've got a pretty good angle here. Hello, Hal. Welcome. So far today, we got the blinds down very quickly. We saw a new Blue Star member, at least new to me, and he helped close the door at the direction of the staff. We just moments ago, we came across our friend who used to has been handing out flyers, and he was in that process. He had a female companion with him this time. As soon as they saw me, they tried to walk away from me, tried to ditch me. As I paralleled walking across the street, he called her back, and so it's fun. I'm going to be able to stay much more fleet of foot than they are. Lots of fun stuff. If one of you is on a computer, can you scrub to see if I was able to get them on camera as I tried to cross the street? So it would have been when I walked up to the corner and then turned to my right, I started to cross the street. I think I was smart enough to point the camera at them. Regardless, tonight I'll try to look for it. Okay, thanks, Nance. Well, I think I'm going to get my steps in today. Not sure if that was an org staffer in civvy clothes or not, the beige jacket. She definitely tried to turn her head away from me, but again, I'm a guy in a red jacket on the streets with a camera, so understandable why there's plenty of reasons why somebody would try to turn away from me. Yeah, Trashy's, I'm really impressed with what he does, and he really is able to engage a lot more people. I'm sure I'll get more comfortable with it and smoother and more proficient. But yeah, this morning I definitely had a fumble with. There was a Spanish-speaking woman who walked into the org at Open, and she wanted to talk to me, but she speaks Spanish and I can't. So, as I mentioned earlier, she's probably going to get in trouble. I don't think that car is good. So in order for them to back in, that's not the org. That's past the org. That's not to say that they haven't paid one of those other buildings to allow them to park there. Always an opportunity that they will try to shuttle people out the back door to try to defeat my meandering back and forth here. I feel good about this so far, right? We got the blinds are shut down, the door's shut down. I caught the people handing out flyers. if you get a chance to, and thanks for this help, but I think Trashy does a great job, and either him or somebody's helping him do clips and shorts. And it's really a quick hit of the interesting things that happened in his 10-hour session. Because I can assure you that when you're out here for 10 hours, it is generally not 10 hours of engaging and exciting content. For me, you get to learn how much stupid trivia I learn, or how much stupid trivia I know, and how what great confidence I have in telling you things whether they're correct or not. I can, if you email me, I can send you a copy of mine, and then I'm doing it through StreamYard. I don't know if I can do it in YouTube Live, but I will send you a copy of the one I have. And then if you go into the StreamYard tool, once you're in a stream, which I think this is a terrible way to do it, you should be able to set it up not having to be engaged in a stream. But once you get into the stream, just want to look down there real quick. And by the way, I do think that we did pass 2 org members on the way up here. Once you're in the stream, on the right-hand side, you can see comments, banners, and brand. And in brand, if you click on that tab and scroll down a little bit, you'll see that you can add a logo. And once you put that logo on, you'll have it. Now, mine is going to be this invisible yellow and blue neon one. I'll try to see if I can get, like there's the Pride one. I'm not sure that anybody's interested in it, but I remember the Cracker one being another one. From the Headleys Blown for Good. What else have we seen? But if you show me channels that have those, I can try and capture those, and I can make them transparent. Again, just try to reach me at WindyCityThetanWatch@gmail.com. And I've also got the website. Push the website past you real quick. Right now, I've only got the one blog post up there, and it's about the Dream Exchange. But there's a contact page here, WindyCityThetanWatch.com. And then if you wanted to, there's a shorter URL, wctw.live, which takes you to the exact same website. It's just 2 different URLs for the 2 different domains for the same website. Absolutely help. Kind of just keep on looking back over here to see if we can see activity there. I don't know if we're kind of between shifts. No idea if we're going to see the flyer brigade again. Yeah, I'm not seeing any activity back here, but I'll keep checking for a couple more minutes. Again, I'm just trying to, well, partly I'm trying to build up the hours. And I can't remember which business person. It might have been Reid Hoffman that if you have an audience of 1,000, you can succeed. And we're close enough to that right now. I think we're a little over 800. I really appreciate that. Thank you all for being subscribers. I have a very good ratio of watchers to subscribers. But then that also tells me apparently nobody's accidentally finding us or finding me here. I think we'll take one more pass by. Let some of the neighbors understand that es una secta, and that it's a church that loves to operate in privacy. Again, and the next time I see Ellie in here, I'll have her add a link to the 2 chats that she did today to help people understand what modding is and how to do that. Now the doors are open. Me again. Shades, blinds are still down. So they're not strong enough to bring the blinds up yet, but they definitely were strong enough to bring the doors open. Somebody went out for lunch. Just a reminder, we did find somebody discarded one of these valuable tickets, and they left it on the street. I put it where it belongs. Let's see if coming all the way down here lured them to... Yes, please. Thank you, Nance. And if it's... When I do the morning and the lunchtime, you know, the likelihood of us being able to meet up, I understand that, right? I can get over here very quickly for those two. But the evenings and the weekends, I'll continue to blast out to the DL what my intentions are so that hopefully we can get more of a congregation out here. And I want to say that you don't have to be a streamer to come out and join us. Corn comes out all the time, and we love having Corn out here because it's just another set of eyes to help us be aware of stuff. She can hold signs for us, and I don't mean to, to demean her in any way, but the having an extra set of hands, an extra set of eyes is always helpful. And we can connect through email, so we'll chat through email and text. But that way, if I stood up here and tried to monitor the back alley, she can monitor the front door and just let me know when people are coming out. I'm sure I'm getting everybody dizzy having just walked back and forth to the alley and to the front door. But yeah, we're not seeing any activity in here. %, Nance. All right, what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and shut down for now. I appreciate it. I'm thrilled, honored that people are watching. I hope you're getting what you need out of the channel or what you'd like out of the channel. If there's something you'd like to see me do differently, definitely let me know. I have 2 ears and 1 mouth, and I try to use them in that proportion, so I can learn. I probably won't be able to learn Spanish though, so just be aware of that. I'm going to take a walk over towards Dearborn to see if there's anybody, peddling flyers over there. Huh. Understood, Hal. I'll say this. I think that most bad actors want to surprise you. So if you keep your head on a swivel, people typically won't approach you. Now, I would say that Scientology is not most people. And, we're never surprised by the lengths they go to violate people both legally and criminally. I will say that from the time I was a young teenager, when I first was able to drive the car, I would come down here early in the morning. I've always been somebody who didn't sleep that much. I'd come down here early in the morning, and I would go to places and I'd watch the newspaper men on strike. And they'd be by a burn barrel, and they'd explain to me why they were on strike. So that'd be awesome, Nance. They would explain to me why they were on strike, and that was interesting. And it was just, it's always interesting to know how the city works. And I will just tell you that my head is always on a swivel whenever, if I'm out by myself. I feel pretty confident. I'm fleet of foot. I cannot outrun a bullet. That's not a worry that I really have. And I'm going to say, if a bullet's got your name, a bullet's got your name. My hope is it never happens to anybody that we know. But yeah, the more people we have, the better visibility we have. And I always like that if we've got multiple cameras, we know that there are tactics that the Scientologists will use to get inside of our camera view and provoke us. And it would be impossible for us to do, we wouldn't have the video that proves our innocence at that point in time. All right, I am going to head up to Ida B. Wells and get on the train, head home, go get some dinner. I might be out here later. I appreciate everybody who's watching. Thanks so much. Like, share, subscribe if you hadn't. But I think that I appreciate the loyalty and the camaraderie that we've had. So thanks. I will talk to you all either later tonight or tomorrow.